man's personality and character is exuded through his haircut. Your image is important. Our high-end services range from a traditional haircut and shave to gray blending, beard shaping, and unwanted hair removal. Located at 425 Victoria Avenue East. Book your appointment online now at modernmen.ca or call Tammy 306-522-4111. Modern Men, a haircut for the modern man.
Hello, I'm Sean McNall, owner of TG Marketing. We are a promotional product company located in Regina, Saskatchewan. Originally founded by Tom G. McNall in 1985, we are now in our 35th year of business. My brother Ryan and I, along with our great staff, have carried the torch since Tom retired in 2011. For those of you who don't know what we do, we sell items with a company's logo on it, like clothing, pens, phone chargers, Bluetooth speakers. The list of products available is endless. Our products are a great form of advertising. Whether you want to give a gift to a valued client or show your appreciation to your staff, we have a friendly team that can help find the right product for your needs. The key to our success has been our customer service and our vast knowledge of products in our industry. We ask the right questions to get you in line with the proper product for the project you are working on. Stop by 1046 Winnipeg Street and view our showroom. Get some ideas for that next promotion you're working on. Let's make your business what everyone's talking about.
That he thinks that Redbird Capital, the company that now owns the XFL, could fund the CFL's return to play this year. Got everybody all excited.
How about that?
And I said, if they were such heroes and such saviors, why don't they pay for a bubble? Then they could actually play, like all these other leagues that are playing in empty stadiums and without fans, or in bubbles, however you want to do it. If they were such heroes, they'd write the check now.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
It absolutely is. G'day, Canada. Welcome to the RP Show and Canadian sports fans around the world. It's not that we're not inclusive, but we're talking Canadian sports here today, and actually some global sports as I look at my sheet. How are you, Moose?
I'm well.
That's good.
I'm great.
You're looking very summery.
Thank you. It's going to be very summery around here
today. Going to the golf course after? Or?
Yeah. We're landlocked. Otherwise, I'd be going to the yacht or something like that.
You look like the skipper.
Thank you.
I'm wearing my Winnipeg Ice gear today. How much does the Ice logo translate into?
It looks
I was leaving the house this morning, and I went, ta-da, showed my wife this. I said, how does this look? And she's like, great.
You know the look it is? You just went from either going to the morning skate, or you went from the coach's office, doing your notes, right to the mic. You got your blacker than black coffee ready to go.
Oh, yeah. And that's my point is I'm thinking there's not too many hosts on television throughout North America in the daytime wearing workout gear on the air, unless you're, who was the girl that was so famous, the workout girl? And by the way, I don't look like Brooke Burke.
Okay, yes.
Maybe before your time.
No.
So anyways, I got my Winnipeg Ice workout gear. Who's calling me at 10:01? A CFL guy.
Should we take it?
Should they not know after 468 episodes that we're on the air at 10 Mountain?
One time you just got to put it on speakerphone and say, hi, you're on the air.
I'm so afraid they're going to swear, though. And by the way, breaking news from the CFL and from David William Naylor. Thank you, CFL, for dropping this right when we go. They get it! And that's why my phone's ringing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Here's the breaking news from the Canadian Football League today. The CFL is to announce a new target for opening the regular season is August the 5th with a 14-game schedule and a Grey Cup on December 12th. Still contingent on fans being allowed in stands. Target zone for final commitment to this plan is mid-June. That's from Naylor. How about that? And then here's my guy that just called me. He's just texting me. Want to make sure you have it, he says. That's a friend.
Oh, yeah.
August 5th start date, Grey Cup December 12th. So anyways, as we go to air, thank you again, because you've just set the course of our show for the next 2 hours, for the most part. Coming up, Andrew Paterson from Winnipeg Sports Talk here in Hour 1. And in Hour 2, Colorado Avalanche insider Adrian Dater will make his second appearance on the program. Okay, quick 6 show topics, please, Director Jordan. Can we hit it? And we will not quit it. This is going to blow your mind. This is my number 1 topic. Super League collapse? I'm not joking. My phone's going off like wildfire Tuesday with notifications. Bing, 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 bing. With all what's going on in European soccer and a Super League. Clearly, I said to Darren in the broadcast booth in the Dub Hub last night, I said, if this is on my radar, this has to be a huge earth-shaking thing. So I had to give him a ride home last night. So I said to Darren, what do I need to know about this? So you explained it as well as you could.
Right.
But I took a 3-paragraph story from the Associated Press. And you tell me if this is right. And you people that love soccer, you tell me if it's right. I almost thought we should bring on either Noogsy or our intern Rachel because she's such a huge soccer fan. Atletico Madrid, Inter Milan, AC Milan, and Juventus all dropped out of the Super League on Wednesday, leaving the new competition essentially extinct before it even started. Only Spanish clubs, Real Madrid and Barcelona, are still officially involved. The moves by Atletico, Inter, AC Milan, and Juventus came a day after the 6 Premier League clubs involved in the project made it unviable by giving up on the controversial breakaway competition. English clubs Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester United, Manchester City, and Tottenham deserted plans for the largely closed competition amid an escalating backlash from their supporters and warnings from the government that legislation could be introduced to thwart them. Really, really big deal.
Huge deal.
Clearly.
Huge.
And there's just one more sentence. The Super League project was overseen by Real Madrid president Florentino Perez, who promoted it as a way to save soccer and the club's struggling financially amid the coronavirus pandemic. That's as far as I want to go down that road. I'm just going to tell you, soccer people, I'm trying. I'm extending an olive branch to saying, what do I need to know? I'm on it, but I'm going to move on, okay? 2.2, Tuesday NHL Leftovers. From last night, again, he and I were broadcasting hockey in the Dub Hub, so we didn't watch all the games, but I see your Leafs lost. Here's my leftovers. Big play, Dave. Riddick, now referred to as make a save, Dave. They got 4 goalies.
Yeah, no argument here.
4 goalies.
Don't have one.
You got 4, but you don't have one.
You know, like, you don't have one. And it was a great game. The Leafs played really well. But you can't allow 5 goals on 25 shots. Like, that's just not okay. But you know what? I'm really loving the Canucks. And I saw, a lot of social media after the game. One, I'm like so happy for Braden Holtby to have found his game again and be playing at a high level. Hope that continues. And I think it was Don Taylor who tweeted this out in Vancouver. If these 2 games coming back from all the adversity isn't enough for ownership to sink some money into Travis Green, I don't know. As the coach, I don't know what is. Like, get that done already.
I was on Sportsnet 650 Vancouver probably 3 years ago saying, Travis Green is your coach. If you run this guy out of town, you guys have no idea what you're doing. He's a tremendous coach, but sometimes that's not enough, right? Wee Willie needs a watch. What's with him missing a team meeting with the Maple Leafs yesterday? Did you see that?
Yeah.
Willie had one of his best games of the year. Not statistically, but he was good. Canes, Bolts, what a rivalry that's become. They're fighting every night. And they got 30 wins each.
They're both great.
Yeah, they're great. My dark horse, I think, in the Stanley Cup playoffs is going to be the New York Islanders. And maybe it's tugging at my heartstrings with Ebbs, obviously, but they're the team that I think is very special.
Yeah.
So those are some of my...
well, they lost their captain, Anders Lee, and now they're replaced, and now they're trying to, get back into contention. Yeah, it's going to be... fun.
I got football players writing in, so we'll get to the CFL news here. Shooters Shoot basketball pod writes in, and his name's Kenneth. He says, Kenneth from Regina, FIFA flexed their muscles and said, go for it, but just so you know, no World Cup for any of you players. Well, that'll shut things down in a hurry, right? World Cup of Soccer.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, he put $25 down on the over-under on the Bruins Sabres and did the opposite of what we told him to do, and he won.
What do we say?
Do the opposite of what we tell you to do in betting advice, and you will be a big winner. Tacona Polly, watching on YouTube, says, Rod, the Canes are the dark horse. But I don't think Carolina is catching anybody by surprise.
They're in first place.
Yeah, the Islanders are not. I don't think Carolina's sneaking up on anybody. I think the Islanders can. I'll get to the CFL thing, as I say. Just number 3 in the Dub Hub. The Pats beat the Blades 4-2. Somewhere in there, I think you owe me lunch. But overall... Overall, we had a bet that the Pats would finish ahead of the Blades in the standings, and that ain't happening.
The bet I lost is I said Connor Bedard wouldn't score on Nolan Meyer, and he did once back in the first game.
So point 4 is it D-Day for the CFL? But we now have news on that. It broke a minute before we went to air, and again, thank you, CFL, for making that announcement at that time. It's not Doomsday. It's Decision Day. And it's delay day. And I see Micah Awe, Ottawa Red Blacks linebackers watching from Texas, and he writes in, he says, August 5th. That's the target now. Should have had a camera on our morning meeting here, because I said, is there fine print, is there small print that says subject to provincial and national health restrictions? And you said, that's obvious. And Paul and I said in unison, nothing's obvious. So
you're right.
So instead of just saying we're delayed, they've now they've kicked the can down the road a little further in terms of August the 5th, subject to health restrictions across this land. So are we any further ahead? If you're a CFL player, you are not quitting your day job. You now know that you've got a couple more months to keep grinding on what you've been grinding at. So kudos for the announcement, but are we any further ahead? That's the question.
We are. This should have been done before, but that's fine. I think this is the right thing for the Canadian Football League to do. Information's always great. So as soon as you know you're not going to play on time, which we knew this a few weeks ago, that's when the announcement should have came, right? To say, look, we can't play on time. It's just not going to happen. We are now targeting August 5th. And you said target. That's the key word. Targeting. Doesn't mean will play. Doesn't mean here's the financial model to play. Doesn't mean please report to camp in July. August 5th is the target. So now as we get closer to that, they'll keep assessing that target and deciding if that's the right way to the right time to play and if they can or not. But it doesn't mean they are playing August 5th. I think that's very important because they released a schedule and a training camp schedule to start on time, and that's not happening. So this is very similar. It's a new target, but it's the right thing for the CFL to do is to give us that info.
You know, and that was echoing in my mind as we say that because we've been hard on the CFL leaders, but as of today, this is all they can do.
And it's right.
Is my point. They did as much as they can do. So nobody's poo-pooing their statement today. August 5th, now the targeted start date. I would still like to see them say, we're playing no matter what. If we don't have fans by then, we're going to play out of empty stadiums and we're going to foot the bill. And that continues to not be the case. That's where the footnote comes in on the health regulations. We're not playing if we can't have fans. That, to me, is quite disappointing. But when there's no money, there's no money. From some of our viewer comments here, Mandy in Edmonton says, so did the players vote yay or nay to the 20% pay cut? Perhaps that affected this delay if they voted no. You're asking questions that I don't know the answers to. I got to leave that up to the Players Association, of which you're in closer contact with them than me, you, Darren. So, and you don't know.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
So, Tank Abbott, watching in the Energy City, says, I'll believe it when I see it. Good to see a target date, but I'm not holding my breath. That's a little where I'm at, but I also said it a year ago at this time. I'll believe it when I see it with MLS. I'll believe it when I see it with the NHL. And they all did hit the field or ice. So, in empty stadiums and bubbles, mind you. Navy Don watching on YouTube says some good, hard news. They'll reassess as the day gets closer, but also see how the vaccine rollout works. Yeah, but in a way that's no different than yesterday. Right? But again, not a criticism. Because I've had people screaming into their phone at me. What else are we supposed to do, Rod? Okay. You know what I mean? There's nothing more they can do.
That's right.
Other than say we're playing in a bubble, which they're not going to do. Moving on, man. We go fast here. Where's Clark's dad? Rod Monroe writes in, says, I felt bad for Riddick last night. As you know, Rod, a goalie never wants pucks to go through him. 2 tough goals last night. Oh, I know, right? Between the legs all the time. Close your damn legs. There's a great joke there involving Harold Ballard, but I'll move on. I can't believe the soccer people, man. You people that love soccer, you are all over. There's a lot of you. Norway calling. Trent says the European Super League went down as quickly as it did because the fans wanted control of their club via season tickets. UEFA and FIFA wanted unity within the sport as well and would not accept this at all. It is all Greek to me. I have no idea what you just said. I'm just saying the Super League's stop. We're moving on.
Yeah.
Blue Jays lost in Boston last night, 4-2 to the Red Sox, and I obviously didn't watch the game because we were doing a hockey game, but I saw the highlights where the Blue Jays all got a tour of the stadium. I don't know if you saw that or not. And they're signing the back of the wall, and I'm like, if every player that came through there signed the back of that wall in Fenway, it would be covered.
Be a different color.
In Sharpie, yeah. And it's brought up our poll question today. Should Boston, the Red Sox, build a brand new ballpark? Because that place is a dump. It's disgusting. Where the heck is the poll? Did I tweet it? I didn't tweet it. Damn it. What's the Facebook result? You guys have that up. 73% say no. And the only reason I brought that up is it's so old and it's so decrepit. I can't believe that it's still standing.
I know.
And I got a funny Fenway Park story, by the way. We went there with the Regina Pats. NHL draft was there in 98, 99. I think 99. And we were sitting right behind the visitors' dugout down the third base line. And we're thinking, we got to get on TV. And it's me, Brent Parker, Tim Tisdale, Todd Ripplinger. How are we going to get on TV? We got to get on TV. Knowing that nobody at home would be watching the game. It was the Boston Red Sox and the Chicago White Sox. But who cares? We need to get on TV. I was like in row 3. I could set my beer on the White Sox dugout.
Yep.
And anyways, as we're sitting there talking, blah, blah, really not paying attention. And, of course, season ticket holders behind us because these old Jewish guys were talking, saying, what do you guys, you want a burger? You want chowder? What do we want? Right? They're talking, da-da-da-da-da. All of a sudden, boom, they're like, look out! Chopper coming at foul ball, yanked it right at us. Here's me with my beer. Whoa! Dumped it all over those guys.
Oh, no.
What a wussy. What a wimp. What a chicken. I'd have made the highlights. If I'd have made some great right-handed stab, but no, had to protect myself and dump beer all over those nice guys behind me. How do you think that went over? That's my Fenway Park story.
Early in the game?
I don't remember.
Like how long did you have to sit there in shame? Yeah, like.
Oh, yeah. My reaction time wasn't peak.
That's right.
So anyways, but the places like Old Taylor Field or Old Winnipeg Stadium or what McMahon Stadium is now, broken down, decrepit, and time for something new. But I guess everybody said. And the reason I brought up Boston is like the Yankees have this brand new, like the Taj Mahal Stadium in your division, your number one rival. They got the most plush ballpark in the world, and you got this crap hole. So.
Well, and that's the thing about it. The people voting in this don't have to go to Fenway to watch baseball every week.
Or play in it. Right. Guys are texting me like crazy here with this news of the CFL. We'll continue it, and we'll bring in Andrew Hustler Paterson next. The warm-up is brought to you by the Four Seasons Sports Palace. Order a fabulous four-season pizza and your favorite beverage for takeout and delivery. One-stop shopping. Call or order online. The Four Seasons has you covered because there's NHL on TV every night. Call the Greek Freak and make your family happy. We'll be back with Andrew Paterson in a moment. You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus TV Network, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports talk for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com. Listen live.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
If you could spend less time in the field, more time with your family, and make more money at the same time, would you do it? Verge's farm operations planning technology eliminates unnecessary turns, improves in-field communication, application accuracy, and reduces deadheading. Finish fields faster, burn less fuel, and use fewer inputs, all in one simple-to-use, web-based solution. Do more of what you want, when you want, with the people you love by subscribing to Launchpad by Verge today.
Direct West has been the bridge for me from not dealing with social media or digital presence to having a presence. You have to take the leap of faith, so to say, and I'm glad we have. Direct West has helped us out immensely to get our presence online as far as digitally and also with the social media page. To see the results is just puts a smile on your face.
Capital GMC is your used car destination. We're overstocked and priced to move, so shop online or in-store to get the best deal on any one of our massive selection of certified pre-owned vehicles. Every certified vehicle includes the balance of manufacturer's warranty, 150-plus point inspection, roadside assistance, and certified exchange privilege. So save the depreciation and buy pre-owned. Capital GMC is your used car destination at the corner of Rochdale and Pasqua in Regina.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and surrounding areas since 1978. We are excited to announce the new Bryant Furnace Trade-in Allowance Program. If you have a working Bryant furnace, 15 years old or less, you may be eligible to receive a new furnace at a discounted rate. If you'd like to take advantage of the Bryant Trade-in Program, or to hear how we can help improve your home, give us a call today at 306-781-2090.
Introducing Original 16 Hard Seltzer. The refreshing taste of lemon and Saskatoon berry with vodka made in Saskatchewan. New hard seltzers from Original 16.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Hey, honey, can you get one of the kids to show me how this Twitter thing works? Honey, I need to get on Instagram. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
Welcome back, everybody. And I'm glad that my Winnipeg Ice Gear is going over so well today in the Manitoba capital. And I love the fact that our viewers are so invested. Amazing Games writes in, watching on YouTube. See the comment? Sorry I'm late. It's all good, but you will be fined. We start at 10 a.m. Mountain every day. But can I say one thing? And they tell me that we had Andrew Paterson. There's an audio issue, so we are going to fix that before we bring him in. There's breaking news from the CFL today. The CFL has revised target start date of August 5th, and the Grey Cup has been rescheduled to December 12th in Hamilton, Ontario. Debate amongst yourselves whether they'll play at all, but that's the statement today. Can I say one other thing about the CFL-XFL merger talk? And we're going to get into all this with Hustler in moments. It's dawned on me the other day. And it was reaffirmed to me last night by Evan Daum, the PR guy for the Pats, who's clearly a big soccer fan. And he said, hey, these soccer leagues are about the fans, and the fans own it, not the teams. And it's another planet to me. It's certainly on the other side of the planet. I don't get that. But with this idea of Canadian football dying if the CFL and XFL merge, is it not just about playing the game? What percent, just for hockey, like 1% of Western Hockey League players will go on to the NHL, let alone pro hockey. 1%. It's about playing the game. Can you not play football in Canada from the Mighty Mites to the flag to high school and maybe college and junior if you're lucky? Anyways, why is it that you have to have a pro league with a ratio in it to aspire to for you to play football? Does that not get lost in all of this?
It's a game.
It's a sport.
Play the game because you love playing the game, right? And you will. And, yeah, it gives you another reason to play because you can go to the next level for sure. But if it's not there, you should still enjoy playing the game. I think we're all pretty aware that we're not going to the NFL. We're all pretty aware that we're not going to the NHL when we're playing minor hockey. So...
Did you play hockey to make the NHL, or did you play hockey because you love playing hockey?
I played hockey because I love playing hockey.
Exactly.
But in your mind, you think, maybe I can make the NHL, and you play. But it was never only to play at the next level because you knew you weren't going to the next level. You knew it wasn't going to happen. But we're so, worried about hanging on to the way it's always been and not really paying attention to the reasons why we play the game or the reasons why it exists in the first place.
But you and I are normally on the same page, but I think even you are missing what I'm saying. I'm not saying about losing the Canadian rules in a merger. I'm talking about playing it as a kid. Get into football and play football to learn sports and discipline and meet new friends and be healthy and be as good as you can be. And you'll go as far as you're supposed to go. What's that got to do with a pro league playing 3 or 4 downs? That's all that I'm saying. If you're playing sports just to be a pro, I know you need something to aspire to. Okay. Sammy G writes in on Facebook. He's watching in Florida, and he's a football guy. He says, in football, that is completely different. What's completely different, Sammy? Enlighten me. Let me know. Ryan McCarthy is watching in Saratoga, New York. He's just supercharged us with $5. He says, sorry I was late, fellas. Here's my fine. Can you imagine everybody that's late put in the fine jar? You'd be retiring in a year.
It would be, if you're late, you got to put the $5 in, or we're not reading your comments the rest of the show because you were late. And then if you're late, that fine jar, we'll make a Clark and write it in the back. We'll tally it up and we'll donate the fine money.
Yeah.
My money's still in the glass somewhere.
Thank you for participating. And I said yesterday, this whole show is a club. There's no membership fee, and we don't punt you out unless you're a jerk. But everybody's chiming in here. Nugsy makes a really good comment. He's one of our hockey writers. He says it's because kids are having to make business decisions at very young ages, which is sad. But that also isn't new. I've known guys since the 60s in this town that had to pick at the age of 14 between football or hockey. In the 60s. When there was no money to be had. So again, if you're making a decision on a sport based on whether you could be rich or not, I think that's wrong. Did I hit on something today?
I think so.
Some of the things that I think about. John Ohm in Winnipeg. Ohm. I played football for all the reasons Rod mentioned. I was never going to be a professional.
But let's remember being a kid. You're not playing to meet friends and for discipline as a kid. You're not thinking about those things. Those are adult things.
Those are the benefits of
those are the benefits of the sport. You don't realize those till after. You're playing because your friends are playing and you want to have fun and you love competing and you just want to play. That's why you don't think about those other things. But those are the reasons. Those are the benefits. Absolutely.
When my dad and my brothers strapped skates to my feet at the age of 3 on a dugout 9 miles west of Milestone, Saskatchewan, we were not thinking about playing in the National Hockey League. It was to get up on those skates and scoot across the dugout.
Yeah.
Why do you start to play a sport? That's all that I'm saying. Sammy, Where's Sammy in Florida, the scout? Football players play football thinking they're going to the NFL. When a guy comes to the CFL, it's usually to rehab an injury, rehab an image, or get film. The best will move on, and the rest will have very good careers in the CFL and make a decent living. Sammy goes on to say, in today's football, with the amount of attention given through the media and social media, they all believe they are NFL players. But we've lost sight of what's important. That's what I'm saying. And if you're welded to the Canadian rules in the CFL, I think it's all going to go down. If they merge with the XFL, and that is that another league, it's never going to be the NFL. Can you guys stop it? You got to stop thinking you're in a fight with the NFL, because you are not. Can you imagine if the American Hockey League thought they were fighting with the NHL? We would laugh them off the planet. And we're hockey guys. Guys, you aren't the NHL. You're not. You're never going to be. As a league, not the players. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There is a difference. And it's just, Canadian football should not have to die if the CFL merges with the XFL. Is all I'm saying. You can still play football as a kid in this country. And the best will rise to the top, and the rest will be like the rest of us and go, your career, everybody's career ends at some time. The crappy thing right now is careers are ending because of COVID. And a league potentially is ending because of COVID. There's really nobody to blame.
And if the kids are playing 3 downs or 4 downs on a field,
it's the difference.
They don't care. They don't care. They don't know the difference. To be honest, if you're playing 4 downs, they'll just see it as one more chance to stay on the field a little longer if you're on offense.
Sure. Leo in Hamilton says, Rod, Leo Ezrin's the executive director of CFL Alumni, says, Rod, to your point, one knows pretty young if one truly has a chance to move to the next level. Never mind to pro, 99% play for the game. That's what's been lost. Not just through the pandemic, for the last several years. Clark is telling me we have 2 options. Bring in Hustler and keep him through a break, or break early and bring him in after. Are we eligible to take a break right now? Do you guys want to ask Game Plus? Okay. We're going to take a break. I just want to say Wayne in Victoria, BC is watching. He says, as usual, Rod, you are making too much sense. Keep it up. From Rick in Haglin, I arrived just in time to hear your Rod's rant. That for Bronco Plumbing and Heating, of course. Mention I sent you and get 10% off. And Sammy says, agreed. The Winnipeg Ice are tweeting photos of this show today.
I love it.
And I'll just tell you one quick story, then we're going to break and bring in Hustler. I do remember this. I was in camp with the Brandon Wheat Kings, 16 years of age. Trevor Kidd and I were the same age. And I'll never forget, you know Skippy Dufresne?
Yes.
He was the radio guy for the Wheat Kings, and he was interviewing Trevor Kidd. Nobody would want to interview me, right? And that's fine. And I'm going, I think I'd rather be the guy holding the microphone than the guy getting asked the questions. Weird, I know. But I remember standing back and watching that. And I knew that I wasn't going to make it, right? I'm like, this is pretty cool, too. You know, This is a chance to stay in the game. That's where I kind of remember that fork in the road when I'm going to go.
But we always
wasn't my decision that hockey was going to end. Let's put it that way. It was theirs.
Yeah.
Or I do remember the coach of the Wheat Kings, Doug Sauter, when he cut me, he said, well, maybe you'll make a great scout one day. So you're telling me I'm done? That's what I'm telling you.
Cold.
Well,
but that's how you got to do it.
I know. Hustler next. You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus TV Network, YouTube, and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports talk for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com. Listen live.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar Buying Group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Working with my family has been great. My mom and dad have taught us the importance of hard work. I've been here since I was 10 years old, and my dad has taught me a lot about quality work.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Direct West provides us with stats and analytics, and it's amazing for us to look and see that, each year we're 10 to 20% higher on our Google leads. It's great to see the success that our locations are having. The Direct West app gives us an opportunity to be in one place for people to find any of our locations or our commodities. Without Direct West, we would have to be in multiple digital places. I would recommend Direct West. They're great to work with.
IKS Live. IKS Live. Western Canada's premier production services company. LED sign rentals. Video production. Event management. Look no further than IKS Live. Visit our website. IKS Live. Always the best seat in the house. IKS Live.
Did you know you can catch all the best moments from the show on all our social media platforms? Now, back to the studio with Rod.
Welcome back, everybody. Big day in the old program. Breaking news from the CFL that they have pushed back the target date to open the season to August the 5th. I can't get to all of your comments here. I'm certainly going to try. Amazing Games watching on YouTube. That's his handle. We're talking about why you got into sports in the first place. Was it to get to the show, or was it because you loved the game? Amazing Game says, I played football to get chicks. Didn't we all? But you have it backwards. You're supposed to be good at it, and then you get the chicks. Let's bring in Hustler on that. Andrew Paterson from Winnipeg Sports Talk. There he is. We had some connection issues. How you doing, Hustler?
I'm doing very well, Rod. Great to see you and talk to you again as always. Nice shirt, by the way.
Love it. Team issued. Workout gear from the ice. I love it. I'd wear their stuff every day if I could. Andrew, they're all tuned in for our take on the CFL news today, that they're officially delaying the season, and August 5th is the kickoff date and a December Grey Cup. What's your read on the announcement today?
Well, I mean, listen, we can debate whether it was overdue. I think everyone knew that some sort of announcement like this was coming forward. I mean, read the room, everybody. The virus is a disaster in a lot of areas in this country right now, and it's not realistic to be getting going with the season. Not to mention, the elephant in the room is, when are we going to be able to have fans in the building? The CFL is a gate-driven league. They have more than any of the other leagues. That's why they didn't play last year. They need fans in. So we're not in a good place right now. Hopefully we can get these vax shots ramped up in some of the places that really need it, get things down. But listen, Rod, I was expecting that we would hear that things were going to be delayed. I guess I'm happy they're still shooting for 14 games. How realistic that is, I guess we'll find out. But, just some clarity, I guess, particularly for players and people involved in the league, never mind the fans, about a target date to get this on. I guess it's important information, but like so many things in this time we're living in, a lot of it is out of the control of the people that wish they would have it.
They're doing all that they can do, and for that I applaud them. It wasn't just a straight camps are delayed, here's what we're shooting for now. But I'm getting a lot of calls from CFL people with interesting things that they're saying, Andrew. And one is that Winnipeg, Edmonton to Saskatchewan, they're not worried about. They know that there will always be Bombers, Riders, whatever Edmonton's going to call themselves. But they're saying it's the owners in the big markets that are calling the shots on the CFL right now. And I'm wondering if there's any buzz in your world about the fact that they aren't playing in a bubble or empty stadiums, that they won't bite the bullet and pay the money. That's disappointing to me, right? This still depends on fans in the stands, and that's the part I don't like.
Yeah, well, I mean, unfortunately, that's the business model. I mean, until someone rolls in with a fat check that says, we'll finance this, apparently there hasn't been the wherewithal. I mean, I don't have the financial details of all the ownership of the Canadian Football League. We know some of the community-owned groups are, do okay, but have had big-time losses. And as far as the privately owned teams, there hasn't been the want or the wherewithal or ability to finance this. So, I mean, it's a real difficult situation for the Canadian Football League. And I'll be honest, I know Randy Ambrosie's taken a lot of heat. I think that he is doing everything he can to navigate through an incredibly perilous time for the Canadian Football League. And right now, this announcement of a delay and a target August 5th is, unfortunately, I guess the best case scenario right now for the Canadian Football League. I'm with you. I mean, I would love to see the games take place, even if there aren't fans. But, unfortunately, Rod, we kind of went through this last year. It doesn't seem financially feasible right now. There's no one willing to cut the check. And it's professional football. And these guys aren't going to come and do it on a volunteer basis.
Yeah, well, absolutely. And by the way, column in the Winnipeg Free Press today questioning the courage of Randy Ambrosie. I thought, well, this is going a little far. This is getting personal. I don't think that's very professional of them to do, but you can see the passion people have for this, right? James in Borden, Manitoba says, I hate that everyone craps on the CFL, yet they have no control of this virus. No fans, no play. But that's the thing. Are they a big league with the money, or are they not a big? They're in the middle. That's my thing. The lower leagues are playing. They're finding a way. The dub, obviously, right? CEBL and so forth. The big leagues are playing. It's the middle ones that are getting squished. The middle class getting squished. That's a pandemic thing. Andrew, any more on the CFL XFL merger? Have you thought any more about that, or is your brain full of Jets talk and don't have time to think about that?
Yeah, well, no, listen, I mean, hey, here in Winnipeg, Rod, I don't need to tell you. I mean, the CFL is absolutely front of mind. I mean, we're focusing on the Jets and an exciting run to the playoffs and big game with the Maple Leafs tomorrow night. But I mean, every day we talk about the Canadian Football League and the latest situation. And the bottom line is there hasn't really been much to say other than that it's a really unfortunate and scary situation, I think, for people that love the Canadian Football League. As far as the talks with the XFL, I mean, I've told you this before. I mean, hey, best case scenario, we would maintain the CFL as we know it. Yeah, like we'd get a 10th team and grow, but that's just not where we're at right now. I really do believe that there's a massive potential with the growth of sports betting, the legalization of single game wagering in many United States and coming to Canada soon, that if you moved the season up to, as soon as you could after NFL ends and get it through the summer, I don't really think competing. I know people have always said, you're going to go up against the Stanley Cup playoffs. Listen, if the Jets are in the Cup final and the Bombers are playing, yeah, that would be an issue. But for the most part, I don't really think, I to be honest, with football fans, I think it's more competing against the NFL and the weather once you get into the late part of the season. So, I mean, I really do think that with some changes, there is the possibility of making it far more financially viable. And obviously a big part of that would be television, expanding it outside of Canada. So I kind of understand what I think the dream scenario for some of the people that are pushing for this are. Like, would I prefer it to be as it is? Yeah. But I think we found out, unfortunately, the hard way, Rod, that the status quo just isn't going to work for the Canadian Football League. And I think everyone behind the scenes are trying to find a way to preserve professional football first and foremost, if it can't be exactly as we remember the good old 3-down game for the last 100 years.
Yes, and what's disappointing to me is the inability or reluctance to be creative, to pivot, to find a way to get onto the field. I'm sorry, somebody explained to me why they can't, because it's been 13 months. On Twitter, The account at Beneath Sports writes in and says, it's upsetting. CFL ownership isn't broken. Yes, they would lose money, but it would save the league. I question if they love football. Meanwhile, a football guy's written me from the States here who's watching the show on Game Plus says there is money somewhere. The coaches, personnel, and office staff are all being paid. The players are the ones getting screwed in this deal. And I don't think he's looking for an answer from you and me, Andrew. He's just putting it out there, right? Like there's money somewhere. It's just being selectively spent. Any more on this before we move on to hockey?
Well, I mean, listen, I really empathize with the players. I mean, the careers are short. You've got a limited amount of time to, earn a paycheck playing professional football. And, a season's been lost and, a chunk of this one looks to be lost as well. But at the same time, I mean, I don't really know what the answer is. Well, I think we got the answer right now. Everything's paused. And, as much as it sucks for the players, I'm not sure that it's a lot different than people that were working in the airline industry or in hospitality. This pandemic has, affected so many different industries, and certain parts of those industries were the first people to really get hurt. And unfortunately, when it comes to professional football here in Canada, it's the players of the CFL that have really borne the brunt of this so far.
Again, you involve viewers on your show just like we do. That's the secret sauce. Paul Shanks, a viewer, says it's not the CFL, it's the federal government that's putting a halt on football season because of the numbers of COVID cases are still too high. Meanwhile, Jimmy on Twitter says, with more than enough vaccinations given out by then, there is zero reason not to have stadiums at almost full capacity. None, unless there are other motives by the Trudeau government, which wouldn't surprise me. Trudeau's not trying to bring down the CFL. MLSE might be. Who's more powerful, Justin Trudeau or Larry Tannenbaum? That's the question to me. And the other thing is, if we're in a race against vaccinations, we're out here. We're out. You know that drive-through clinic you texted me about? Yeah. There's no more vaccines in this town, Andrew. That's why I'm like, why are we relying on this? Why is the CFL on its knees at the mercy of a virus when the other leagues are not? What is the vaccination situation? And when I see Munsey's fully vaccinated, yet I don't think you have a shot yet, have you?
No, I don't. This week we were in a bad spot. I mean, I think we were the worst province except for Nova Scotia going into this week. And they were sitting on a ton of this AZ stock. And they opened it up to 40 plus people this week. And it sounds like there's been a big take up of people that'll be going to get their shots this week if they haven't already. So certainly that is good. But to your point, there just hasn't been enough stock right now to do what we need to do. And unfortunately, it's having a real bad effect on a number of different industries. But for our focus here, the Canadian Football League. And I mean, I guess the last texter, the second texter you just brought in, I think nailed it. Even if some white knight rolled in with $100 million and said, we're playing this year in the Canadian Football League, and that's only part of the story, Rod. The other part is the fact that right now, the government, travel, all of these things are shut down. So all we can do is hope that, we continue moving in the right direction, ramp up vaccinations, get in a better spot to actually have fans in the building, and hopefully in the summer get CFL players back here and get this 14-game season underway, whatever happens beyond 2021 for the Canadian Football League.
Yes, 3 major hurdles I've said to get on the field: COVID, money, and does every team even want to play? And with the news today, I don't think we're any ahead on any of those. That's my thing. 2 minutes, they tell me in my ear, we have on Winnipeg Jets talk. They're excited, man. Winnipeg going. How far are they going in the playoffs, do you think?
Well, we'll see. I mean, the funny thing is, Rod, it's looking like, barring Winnipeg or Edmonton catching Toronto, as much as the Leafs goaltending is trying to keep those teams in, it could very well be Winnipeg, Edmonton in the first round. And what a treat that would be for hockey fans. I mean, the Oilers are the one team that the Jets haven't had a ton of success against. I believe they've got a winning record against everybody else except for Edmonton. And, they didn't have a great game coming off the road on Saturday night. We can chalk that up. The bottom line is they're going to need to figure out how to generate a little bit more offense and beat Mike Smith and do a bit better of a job, as difficult as it sounds, to limit the chances for Connor McDavid. But overall, hey, they've got one of the best goalies in the league. They got a real deep forward group, a defense that, while has been maligned, I think maybe a little bit unfairly at times. I mean, Paul Maurice is going to have to get those 5-man units, doing a better job of eliminating high danger chances, especially for the elite players on the Oilers. But overall, with nothing else going on around here, Rod, and the announcement of the CFL, all sports fans are pretty much all in on the Winnipeg Jets. And it's going to be fun. 11 more games to go. They'll still try to catch that North Division banner. And I was saying to the guys on the show yesterday, you don't go into the United Center in Chicago and stare at the Central Division banners. You look at the Stanley Cup banners. But I'll tell you what, this North Division banner this year, one time only, will be maybe the most meaningful division banner the NHL has ever given out to the Canadian team that, finishes on top of the North, the strange year where the Canadian teams were going head to head. So it could go down. The Leafs and Jets were supposed to play 3 times this week. One of those games has been moved to the end of the regular season. So dream scenario, that might be for the North Division title and home ice in the playoffs, but Jets have some work to do before getting to that point.
It's been so much fun to watch. Hustler, we'll let you get ready for your show, 1 p.m. Central. Thank you, my man, for the time.
Hey, my pleasure. And Jets fans, check it out today. Nikolai Ehlers of the Winnipeg Jets coming on the program today. Looking forward to that.
Woohoo! Winnipeg Sports Talk. Search for it on YouTube. See you, Hustler.
Later, Roddy.
We got viewer takeover coming up next, plus a sports update. You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus TV Network, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 24/7 Sports Talk. For Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com. Listen live.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Capital GMC is your used car destination. We're overstocked and priced to move, so shop online or in-store to get the best deal on any one of our massive selection of certified pre-owned vehicles. Every certified vehicle includes the balance of manufacturer's warranty, 150-plus point inspection, roadside assistance, and certified exchange privilege. So save the depreciation and buy pre-owned. Capital GMC is your used car destination at the corner of Rochdale and Pasqua in Regina.
Introducing Original 16 Hard Seltzer. The refreshing taste of delicious peach with vodka made in Saskatchewan. New hard seltzers from Original 16.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
If you could spend less time in the field, more time with your family, and make more money at the same time, would you do it? Verge's farm operations planning technology eliminates unnecessary turns, improves in-field communication, application accuracy, and reduces deadheading. Finish fields faster, burn less fuel, and use fewer inputs, all in one simple-to-use, web-based solution. Do more of what you want, when you want, with the people you love by subscribing to Launchpad by Verge today.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming at the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have. utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Send us your opinions now. We won't victimize you unless you really deserve it. Now, back to your host, Rod Pedersen.
Welcome back, everybody. This is going to be brief. Another sports update, another feel-good win for the Vancouver Canucks. Another questionable outing for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Tanner Pearson and Brandon Sutter each scored twice as the Canucks beat the Leafs 6-3 at Rogers Arena. Goalie Braden Holtby, pride of Lloydminster, delivered another dominant performance for the Canucks with 37 saves in Vancouver's second game back from a massive COVID outbreak. Meanwhile, Nino Niederreiter, Jordan Stahl, and Steven Lorentz scored second-period goals to lead the Carolina Hurricanes to a 4-1 victory over the Tampa Bay Lightning. Xander Bogaerts hit a 3-run home run to back Eduardo Rodriguez in his first start at Fenway Park since 2019. And the Boston Red Sox beat the Blue Jays 4-2. Toronto ace Hyun Jin Ryu lasted 5 innings, giving up 8 hits, 4 runs, and striking out 2. It's our poll question today. Should the Red Sox build a brand new arena in Boston, brand new stadium, brand new ballpark? I'm saying yes. The place is a decrepit dump, but over 70% last we saw on Facebook saying no, it's Fenway. And I see that staying. Over 70% saying that. I just think you'd want something nicer and newer, but what the hell do I know? Scotland's Bruce Mowat got the better of Brendan Bottcher for the second time in 2 days in Calgary. Mowat toppled Bottcher 9-6 in round-robin action at the Princess Auto Players Championship 1 day after beating the Edmonton Skip in the final of the Humpties Champions Cup. Mike Tomlin is sticking with the Pittsburgh Steelers. The club announced its longtime coach has signed a contract extension that runs through the 2024 season. He's all-time 145 wins, 78 losses, and a tie in 14 years with the Steelers, and they've won one big one. This sports update for the Tap Brewhouse and Drive-Thru Liquor Store and for Red Bull Canada. Red Bull gives you wings. We do got a couple moments. Dupes, Moose.
Oh, yeah.
Before we go to a break, they're really, what are they hot to trot on in the comment section there?
I mean, a little bit about the Jets. People are saying, you know, don't forget about the Oilers. They might be a dark horse. I don't think the Oilers are a dark horse. Not when you have Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. I don't think anybody will underestimate you. I think in terms of Stanley Cup contenders, Winnipeg might be a dark horse, and Montreal might be a dark horse. But when Edmonton and Toronto are the two kind of sexy choices because of the high-end star power. Not that Winnipeg doesn't. They do have star power as well. But, yeah, that whole term of dark horse, I don't know if it means what it used to mean. People are throwing that around pretty loosely.
I'm sticking with the Islanders. By the way, breaking news, and you gotta pay very close attention, people. I know. That's what I'm going to point out. Trent in Norway says, breaking news from TSN.ca, Women's World Curling canceled again. No, it's the Women's World Hockey, IIHF. That's why I'm so glad that we're here to clarify things. Tacona Pauly writes in, says, I love the show on YouTube, Rod. Shout out to the Yorkton International Goalie School. Gentleman wrote in earlier and asked if I was familiar with this goalie school. I went to the Western Canada Summer Goaltender School. Got a lot of great stories out of that. Sammy, watch it in Florida, says, since watching this show, I have learned so much about hockey. You know, I guess wish that we could talk about other things, but it's Canada, for the love of Pete. Right? You're going to get everything else everywhere else. But the second half kickoff is coming up after this break, and we'll settle into the CFL news. So many people are asking our take on the CFL's news today. The official delay of the season, they're pushing it back to August 5th now. What does this mean? We'll get into all of that after this break. And Adrian Dater coming up from Colorado.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions is Saskatchewan's only full-service supply chain company. strategic sourcing, PO creation, and order expediting, VMI and vending solutions, and free delivery are just a few of the supply chain services we provide. If your company needs it, Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions can get it for you. Price, quality, service, Rockstar Supply Chain Solution is helping Saskatchewan companies buy better.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Our parents always taught us about the importance of quality of work and friendly service. And here at Suds Car Wash, we're a family-run business, so it's really important that our customers feel like family.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
IKS Live. IKS Live. Western Canada's premier production services company. LED sign rentals. Video production. Event management. Look no further than IKS Live. Visit our website. IKS Live. Always the best seat in the house. IKS Live.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Capital GMC is your used car destination. We're overstocked and priced to move, so shop online or in-store to get the best deal on any one of our massive selection of certified pre-owned vehicles. Every certified vehicle includes the balance of manufacturer's warranty, 150 plus point inspection, roadside assistance, and certified exchange privilege. So save the depreciation and buy pre-owned. Capital GMC is your used car destination at the corner of Rochdale and Pasqua in Regina.
An original 16 to fit your active lifestyle. Introducing Original 16 Canadian Ultra Lager. Just 80 calories and 2.5% alcohol. Taste without compromise.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
That he thinks that Redbird Capital, the company that now owns the XFL, could fund the CFL's return to play this year. Got everybody all excited.
How about that?
And I said, if they were such heroes and such saviors, why don't they pay for a bubble? Then they could actually play, like all these other leagues that are playing in empty stadiums and without fans, or in bubbles, however you want to do it. If they were such heroes, they'd write the check now.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
It is. Welcome, everybody, to the second half kickoff. Just waking you up. We got breaking news today in the Canadian Football League. I don't have it specifically in front of me, but I will paraphrase. The CFL announcing just over 1 hour ago that training camps are indeed delayed. The start of the regular season is delayed now until August 5th. That is the target. There seems to be a little bit of some concrete plans here. Arash Madani is texting me his tweets and the information that he knows that East Division teams have been told to prepare to play out west to kick this thing off. The schedule's been cut to 14 games, and the Grey Cup's been moved back to December. All of this subject to provincial health guidelines. Raging inferno, as you know, all subject to the national vaccine rollout campaigns. So many people have written in today on the program and said, Rod, what are your thoughts? I'm going to give mine, and Moose is going to give his. It's the pinch that the CFL leaders find themselves in. in that they can't do any more than what they did today. They really can't, so I'm with them on that. On the flip side, we don't know really any more today than we knew yesterday. We all knew this was going to depend on getting COVID under control. That has not changed. So maybe Trudeau should be having a news conference this afternoon. He probably knows more than Randy Ambrosie does. So get out of here with the CFL, XFL stuff. None of that matters. It all depends on if they can get fans in the stands. What I was hoping for, and I asked Randy Ambrosie this way back in November when he was on this show on Grey Cup Unite Week, when he announced, we plan to have more football than ever before in 2021. And I'm thinking, can we have a plan besides no fans in stands? What are the contingency plans? And he said, we're not in a position to talk about that. And 5 months later, they're still not in any position to talk about that. There's not a contingency plan to play without fans. If COVID continues to rage and we're told to socially distance and crowds can't gather past into the fall, the CFL is not playing. There was no outright guarantee given in the statement today from the Canadian Football League because they can't guarantee it. So I feel like I could talk for 60 solid minutes on this. I'll just end it there. Where are you on today's news? Then we'll move on with all the other stuff people want to talk about.
It's great. I think it's a good day for the CFL because we have this news. And am I any more excited about a season starting? No. I mean, I don't think the chances or odds of a season happening or not changed today. They didn't. Right? All we did was we got some clarity, though, on what the league's actually looking at.
Yeah.
We knew they weren't looking at starting time. Yeah, and kudos to them for saying this because I know the players definitely were, but as a fan, we're not sitting here on pins and needles of daily anxiety wondering, are they going to play or not in the end of May, early June? And then starting to think about, well, campsites are starting to open up their bookings. I don't want to book anything because I want to go to the games, and I don't want to take a vacation and because I want to go to the games. Well, now we know they're not starting till at least
your summer.
August, so I can plan my summer.
Yeah.
I don't have to sit here wondering, well, are we going or are we not going? You know, we want to be at games with this show. Do I got to get sales team selling and planning travel? Now I can chill and take the anxiety away and say, look, now we're not worried about anything until August. So imagine that I feel that way. Imagine what the players are feeling.
They can go about their business. But so Michael Alley, a viewer in Los Angeles watching on YouTube. Dang it, it just slipped off the screen. Where's the comment from Michael Alley? Just slipped off the screen. We've all been waiting for word from the CFL. Under the circumstances, it makes sense. Hope they can actually play this year. Meanwhile, Paul Shanks writes in, he's watching on Facebook. He says, just like last year, delay until we're told there's not going to be a CFL football season. In my opinion, CFL football as we know it is finished. So everybody has their opinion. We just gave ours. I can't see them playing. I said I'm 60-40 to them not playing. Braden Griffiths came on here yesterday saying he's 70-30 to them not playing. And that is for the three hurdles that I said. Getting COVID under control, the absence of money, which they don't have, or don't want to spend. They have the money, but they don't want to spend it. And three, not every team seems to want to play. Now, Nelson Hakowicz, our VP of Sim Events, writes in, he says, the fact they are willing to bubble up in the West makes it a lot easier to play in 2021. Nelson, I think you misread that. They're telling Eastern teams to be prepared to play in the West Division at the start of this season. The teams aren't moving out here. They're going to be East at West road games to start. They're not talking about bubbles out here. That's my read.
Yeah, it could be that they spend all their time out here if they're not allowing travel, but it doesn't sound like bubbles. It sounds like maybe a Western Canada bubble. You know, like, hey, we're not doing anything east of Manitoba, east of Winnipeg. All these cities, travel about, do your thing, stay in hotels, whatever. Practice, you know, and maybe buddy up with the team. I don't know. Who knows? There wasn't a lot of finite details on what that looks like. Just be prepared to not play at home.
Yeah. Viewer William May in Lloydminster says, which teams don't want to play? We've been told Toronto and Montreal, and I don't think that's changed. They don't want to spend the money. It's all a cost versus revenue. There's no revenue, and it's going to cost so much. They don't want to play for that reason. Can't blame them. It's their team. James in Borden, Manitoba says road games not bubbled. That's the thing. They're not playing in a bubble anywhere. Michael Hellman with a great question on YouTube says, hi, Rod. With the delay of the CFL season, do you think that the players in the CFL will be allowed to play in the spring league? I would have said no, but Martavis Bryant, the former Steelers star who signed with the Argos in January, is now signed in the Arena League with the Massachusetts Pirates. So I think I would like to think all rules are out the window. But again, to quote my beloved Corey Chamberlain, that's football.
It is.
Right? All rules are helter-skelter in football, but in hockey, they're not. It's like with the NHL and the American Hockey League with all these wonderful underage players that we're now seeing in the Dub Hub right now. The Braden Schneiders, the Peyton Krebs, the Tristan Robbins, the Ozzie Weisblatts. Mm-hmm. They all got sent back by their American Hockey League teams. But I thought, in this strange year with the NHL, AHL, and CHL make an exception to keep those underage players up in the American League just this year at 18 and 19, and I was shot down, nailed to the rod, you idiot. No, the rule is you come back as an underage. Oh, sorry. I was just going by the pro football adage that play wherever the hell you want.
Well, and you think
it's a little confusing.
We're not in normal times, so normal rules shouldn't apply to,
I think I've gone about as far as this as I want to. And we'll move on. Like Ryan Gregory on YouTube says, Rod, do you think this is last and final plan, or would they push back the season some more if needed? Well, I could very easily say them getting into August and saying, no, well, now it's not looking good. So we're targeting an October 1st kickoff in a 6-game season. 8 games. Think about it. There's 8 weeks, October and November. They already talked about a Grey Cup in December in Hamilton. How cold does it get in Hamilton, by the way? I knew it got to minus 20 at the Grey Cup in Toronto in 2007. I was there.
Cold.
It does get cold. But wait a minute. They don't care about the players playing in the cold. They don't care about the players at all.
That's right.
That's been made very clear to us. Where was the comment beneath sports on Twitter? He's just found us. I says, love this show. He says, love this show. This is the best sports talk show in the country. As a Toronto native, I just got to say, you don't need to be in the big city to make quality content. Anything you want to say on that?
Thank you.
I've been saying that forever. That came from my program director in Prince Albert by the name of Garth Callan. Do you know him? Great guy.
I don't.
And he gave us hell, similar to what my dad gave us on the farm. I won't accept anything but your best work. There's guys in Toronto doing crappy radio. You need to put your best out every single day here at CKBI. Never forgot it. I'm sure I've told you that from him, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it works. I think, man, they're just going nuts on the comments on this. Nelson says it says right in their update that they have plans to delay beyond August 5th if things continue at the current pace. So, I don't know. I can't let the viewers completely take over the program, but that's the news out of the Canadian Football League today. But it is big news. I call today potentially D-Day. Is it going to be Doomsday, Delay Day, or Decision Day?
I know.
And it is Delay Day. But it's not Doom Day yet. I'm kind of sitting there going, it is hockey season, for the love of God. It's April. Are we going to talk about that? I guess I should check the Prairie Mobile text line. But Ray in Kitchener, Ontario. A few things here. He says, at least the CFL gave an update, but I think it's putting off the obvious. I really don't think the owners want to dig into their pockets. They want fans in the seats, and I would be very surprised if that happens. The CFL better get their ducks in a row with the XFL. Unfortunately, the CFL as we know it may be gone. And Ray goes on to say, more importantly, is the CFL sim season starting on time? I don't think we're going to do a simulated CFL season, which was our video game broadcast last year. Highly successful, by the way, and had the backing of the Canadian Football League. But that was a hell of a lot of work for nothing. It was fun as hell.
It was lots of fun.
I would do it, but we're going to need partnership with the Canadian Football League. We've been pretty hard on them the last few months. Are they going to even want to partner with us to do a CFL sim? I guess I would do it if they're in, But you know how much weight I put on eating pizza every Thursday night?
I was just going to say.
Calling video games right here from this chair?
There's a cost of entry, and it's...
My waistline.
Eating that, pizza every single week, sometimes twice a week. It was not kind for the waistline. But
the hockey club's watching in Tallahassee, Florida, says record number of live viewers on YouTube. Hooray! Thank you, Hockey Club podcast in Florida. Does that mean we should get talking hockey? So I felt kind of guilty last hour talking so much hockey, and we had Sammy watching from Florida, so I've switched it over to football, and I just get the sense that that's what people want to talk is football right now, and that's totally fine. Yeah? John in Edmonton says, Rod, big question. Since the Grey Cup is moved to December 12th, a big NFL day on TSN CTV, how is the big Grey Cup going to air? I really love John. He's a P1. He's been watching us pretty much since day one. You know what immediately comes to my mind on that? That's for CTV and TSN to figure out. That is their problem, not mine.
It is.
Is that bucking the question, passing the buck?
No. It's right. I mean, it's their problem. We'll watch what we want to watch.
They got 18 million channels. They can find one to put it on.
But, I mean, that's not playoff time in the NFL, right? And NFL, we know it's big, but the Grey Cup will have better ratings, and it will rank higher.
From Metal Shingle Guy, writes in on the Prairie Mobile text line, and you can too, 306-840-8777. Prairie Mobile is your authorized SaskTel mobility dealer. He says, sounds like the 20% discount to play without fans was a hard no. Naylor mentioned move teams to the West where there will be fans possibly. I say, good luck with that. That's with Metal Shingle Guy. Everything is on a damn wing and a prayer. That's what bothers me about it. For a year, I was defending the CFL on that. Well, people are saying, well, all the other leagues are playing. Why can't they? I think we're at the point where I'm joining that group. You know? Because everybody's losing money. That's the one thing about the CFL owners, and I get it. It's their money, but they're in it for what's best for themselves, not what's best for the Canadian Football League and the players. I really feel that way. On our poll question today, should the Boston Red Sox build a brand new ballpark? I'm just calling it up on our Twitter here. And I bring that up because if you watch the highlights of the Blue Jays 4-2 loss at the Red Sox last night, the Jays got a tour of the stadium, which I just found odd, but whatever. And the Blue Jays were signing the inside or the outside of the outfield wall, the Green Monster, depending on how you look at it. And I'm like, this place is such a decrepit dump. I've been there. It's gross. There's nothing. It's not even charming to me. Well, 77% say no on Twitter. They should not build a new ballpark. And I'm asking you Red Sox fans out there, what's the story? Did you not have a plan a few years ago to build one and then it fell through? That's what happened, wasn't it?
I thought so. And I get why people say no.
History.
Yeah, history. And they're not really answering do you want a new ballpark or not? They're saying, do you want to lose a piece of history? And I think, the answer is no. But it's time. It's time. It's not,
I think
the standards. Look, it's fun to go and play in. And Boston needs to start thinking about it. And I know there's a lot of tradition in that organization, and the city's great. But you're going to start losing out on free agency if you haven't already, and guys wanting to go play there because it's fun to play in there once, but when that's where you're going to work every single day, and those are the conditions, you're not into that.
No.
Nobody is.
On the CFL Sim, it was so popular last year. It really was. I think we had 20,000 viewers for the Grey Cup final. Ottawa, Saskatchewan went to overtime, and the Red Blacks won on a questionable coaching call by Craig Dickinson. Let's just put that out there. Rick Haglin writes in all caps, it wasn't nothing. Sim was great. Did you see that?
Yes, thank you.
It's like, it wasn't nothing. It meant something.
That wonderful Ottawa victory.
Yeah. Our VP of Sim Events, Nelson, says, I put on so much weight last year. He goes, if we get the chopped leaf to sponsor it, I'm in.
Who wants to eat salad when you're doing a game?
Wayne in Victoria, where's the rude comment from Wayne? He says, we don't need a CFL sim. We need CFL football. Well, it's not up to us, Wayne. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Don't bitch at us. We got a new sponsor that we're going to unveil next segment. We're going to talk some Colorado Avalanche hockey with Adrian Dater. Avalanche Insider after this. We'll be right back. You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus Television across all 10 provinces and 31 states, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports talk for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com. Listen live.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
IKS Live. IKS Live. Western Canada's premier production services company. LED sign rentals. Video production. Event management. Look no further than IKS Live. Visit our website. IKS Live. Always the best seat in the house. IKS Live.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry. There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and surrounding areas since 1978. We are excited to announce the new Bryant Furnace Trade-in Allowance Program. If you have a working Bryant furnace, 15 years old or less, you may be eligible to receive a new furnace at a discounted rate. If you'd like to take advantage of the Bryant Trade-in Program, or to hear how we can help improve your home, give us a call today at 306-781-2090.
Direct West has been the bridge for me from not dealing with social media or digital presence to having a presence. You have to take the leap of faith, so to say, and I'm glad we have. Direct West has helped us out immensely to get our presence online as far as digitally and also with the social media page. To see the results is just puts a smile on your face.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Oh, yeah, he's back. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It is Canada's daytime sports talk show, just ahead of Adrian Dater from ColoradoHockeyNow.com. We introduced the new sponsor I mentioned before the break. Pucks U, folks. Yes, that's right, Pucks University. Sign up for the Paterson Playoff Special now at universityofpucks.com. and learn how to become one of the top NHL, DraftKings, and FanDuel players on the planet. For only $20, RP Show viewers get full site access from now until they hoist the cup. You can't afford not to sign up. at universityofpucks.com. PucksU has it all from systems, stats, strategies, and more. Brand new sponsor, and we appreciate PucksU coming on board. And let's bring in Adrian Dater now, Avalanche Insider at ColoradoHockeyNow.com. Adrian, thanks for hanging on through the break. I appreciate that. It's been a while since we chatted, and the wild times with the Avs continue. Maybe we start with Mikko Rantanen and the COVID protocol issue. It's never gone easy for the Avs this year.
No, it hasn't. It never is with this team, really, when it comes to injuries or things like this. But, it turns out Mikko Rantanen did not test positive for, at least not yet anyway, for COVID. So I think it maybe just been exposed, and he could be off the list here in 2 or 3 days. So better than 2 weeks, and he could play next week. But, the Avs still have 3 guys on the COVID list as of right now.
I think I mentioned to you last time we chatted how many Avalanche fans there are up here. A ton. My daughter's boyfriend and his entire family are Avs fans. And you talked about how it's never easy for the Avs. They've sure persevered, though, man. This battle with the Golden Knights for the top of the division has been wild, and they've been through a lot of adversity. Can you just explain the adversity the Avs have been through the past few months through this regular season?
Yeah, well, first of all, it used to be easy in this town. I mean, they won the Stanley Cup their first year, but they have had a lot of injury stuff in the last, however long it's been. I mean, the adversity really started last year in the playoffs, second round. They lost 7 guys in the start of the second round and got eliminated by Dallas. They started off the season with their backup goalie or 1A goalie, Pablo Francouz. Never played at all this year with injuries. Eric Johnson was lost for the season probably. Matt Calvert has had concussion issues. He's still out. Then you get the COVID stuff that they had. They've already had 1 pause this year. Now they've got a second pause. Right now they have the most guys in the league on the COVID list at 3. And then, it's there's always something. But, the good news is we're in first place anyway before the pause. Vegas has since taken the lead with 7-game win streak. But the Avs do have 2 games in hand, and they play the Golden Knights, if all goes according to schedule anyway, Monday and Wednesday. So I think that's when we'll find out who's for real, although, the Avs are probably still going to go into those games without their number 1 goalie. They probably have to play without Mikko Rantanen for at least one of those games. And Jonas Donskoy is the other guy who's out with COVID. He's a very valuable player. So, they're going to have to win with some of that vaunted depth that they do have on this team.
Well, Adrian, you cover the Avalanche so well, and obviously you got an eye on everything else that's going on around the NHL. I'm looking at my standings here on my score app. You got Vegas out front and with 66 points. Colorado has 2 games in hand, however. Minnesota sits 3rd, Arizona 4th. There's a big discussion in Canada with regards to how badly do you want to finish in first place, get a pennant, maybe a more favorable first-round matchup versus does it matter that much? Is there talk about that in your area, in Denver, with that first place, the importance of finishing first? How important do you think it is?
I think it's important. The Avalanche have never won a Game 7 on the road in the playoffs. They've lost a few. They want that home ice in a Game 7 if they have to have it, especially, with some fans in the stands anyway. Hopefully we'll have more by the start of, in the playoffs. But I think they want that, number 1 for the Game 7. And, I do think you want that easier first round if you can get it. Nothing against the Arizona Coyotes personally, but let's face it, that would be an easier first round probably than against the St. Louis Blues or the Minnesota Wild, I think. Although I do think the Avs would love to beat the Wild in the playoffs. So would their fans. I think the Avs would be very up for that. And so I don't know. I don't usually like to game plan too much and pick this team and want hope for this team. I think it's always best to just play what's in front of you and beat them no matter what. But let's face it, this is the real world. I think you want that easier first round, perhaps. Let the other two slug it out in the first round and then play that other team in round 2. But again, for Game 7 purposes, which historically does matter in the playoffs, home ice in Game 7, I think, is like almost 75% win percentage. So that's why you want that Game 7 on home ice. Well, I think we saw that importance of that. And we saw the Avs lose 2 Game 7s in the Western Finals in 1999-2000 at Dallas. And they've made a vow that next year to get to Game 7 at home ice. It turns out they won 2 Game 7s in that run to the Cup in 2001, culminating with a win over the Devils.
Adrian Dater with us, Avalanche Insider, and I love the comments from our viewers here. Jeff Kabilis from Winnipeg writes in, he says, I got a Sakic Avs jersey. Love those Avs teams. Craig in Regina says, this guy has convinced me. The Avs are really good, but not deep enough for a long run. It matters to finish first. Teams are going to beat the snot out of each other. They better hope for the Yotes. The Blues would pound the body. Hey, it's a tough division. And Adrian, there's a lot of teams that learned a lot in the playoffs last year. The Flames did from Dallas. The Canucks did from Vegas. The Avalanche learned a lot, as you mentioned, losing out to Dallas. I mean, they're thinking Cup or bust in Denver. Are they not? They have to be.
I mean, I don't know if it's bust, but it's going to be a very disappointed group. They don't win the Cup. I mean, I do think the window for this team is more than just this year, though. So, I don't think people should, Avs fans, jump off any buildings if they don't win it this year. They're going to be tough to beat. I think, they're going to smack some teams around, too. The Avs are getting a little tired of being pushed around, I think, and they've played more physical lately. I think they're playing with meaner snarl. I think they're going to go into the playoffs with that we're not going to get pushed around mentality for sure. I think they're going to smack a couple teams in the mouth coming more than people think. And I also am really excited to see how they play at Vegas next week. Vegas does have a bigger team, and they've got a couple, let's call them borderline players at times. That is something that is a concern, I think, to some Avs fans, and they do have a size advantage. So the Avs do still have to prove themselves, I think, in that department. But they've added some size and toughness at the deadline, and you got to catch them first if you're going to hit them. The Avs are a very fast team. I don't think a team like St. Louis or Minnesota or Arizona is going to be able to catch the Avs first of all in the playoffs. Vegas is going to be a battle, no matter what. I think those are your 2 best teams of the Western Conference.
I love your use of the term borderline players. And by the way, I am a Golden Knights fan, and I know specifically of who you speak, led by Ryan Reeves. You know the game, Adrian. Can you tell me your background in hockey growing up in America? I mean, obviously you're an American. I can tell by your accent. But where did your love of the game come from?
Well, I did grow up back east, mostly in New Hampshire. But I grew up a rabid Bobby Orr fan of the Boston Bruins. I was a kid who watched the hockey games at 8, 6, or 7. My mom would let me watch the first period of the Bruins games, and then I'd have to go to bed. But the great thing about being a Bruins fan in like 1970, 72 was it was always 3-0 after the first period, and Bobby Orr had 3 points, and I always went to bed happy. We didn't have my high school was really small, so we didn't have a hockey team in our high school, unfortunately. I did play hockey as a little kid, but kind of fell out of the game when we moved to a high school with no team and stuff, and didn't really have any rinks around. So, and then I also grew to 6'6" as a high school senior, so actually, basketball was my game. I was starting center on our high school basketball team. State semifinalist, I'll have you know.
Well, I'll tell you what, Adrian, you sound, and judging by your picture, I would have thought you were born in the Ray Bourque era, so you've just betrayed yourself for how old you are. But I appreciate the chat, and like I say, since you were on last time, I'm digging into your stuff, and I think you do a great job. The last time you were on, here's my last question, I'll let you go. We talked about the McKinnon versus McDavid argument, and I don't even know there's an answer today on that. So there isn't. But how did you feel about the discipline he served for throwing his helmet against the Coyotes? I kind of laughed, by the way, but what's the inside on that situation that night?
I mean, Nathan is a very he's a hothead. He's got a lot of burr under his saddle. Let me tell you, he's not a fun guy to be around at all when losing or they've lost the game. I've learned the hard way to don't even go near him after a loss. If you try to ask him a question after a loss, he's going to snarl at you and walk away. That doesn't mean he's a bad guy. I mean, he just doesn't like he doesn't like losing. He doesn't take any grief. You try to hit him, boy. He's going to know. He's going to take your name, number, and get back at you. And you know, he has that reverse hit too that Peter Forsberg used to have. He'll see you coming, and he'll reverse hit into you, and he's knocked a few guys on their butt. So he's an interesting guy. He's 25 and still, I don't know if he's hit his prime just yet. Even McDavid's a great player. Boy, I mean, I think McDavid is you can't beat McDavid for pure skill and speed. I think he's even faster than McKinnon. But I'd love to see those two guys play in a playoff series against each other. It would be an awesome series. Maybe that'll still happen in the third round. Who knows? Or no, it has to be the fourth round, doesn't it? I don't even know the rules anymore about the playoffs in third, fourth rounds. It still confuses me.
Nobody I've talked to knows, Adrian. So don't worry. I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there. You're not alone. My man, thanks. I always appreciate the time. Thanks for this. Stay safe and enjoy the hockey. We'll talk soon.
Okay, always good to talk to people in Saskatchewan. I visited there, and it's an awesome place.
Thank you, bud. We'll get that story next time.
Yeah.
Adrian Dater joining us. And this is the thing that I love about this guy. He talks about McKinnon being fiery. Adrian selling himself short. He's fiery.
Oh, yeah.
But,
a little edge.
Yeah, but I said to Clark, can we get some American hockey people on the show because of our vast American audience? Not to mention we asked American viewers, who would you like to hear from? And they said, Colorado guys. And so, as Clark says, threw a line in the water. And Adrian's like, I'm in. They're not all like that.
That's right. That's right.
So I really appreciate that, dude. We had a lot to get into here the rest of the way. Rick Hagelin, very good point here from Rick. He says, in quote mark, he goes, the Canadian football fans need to keep football in their minds or they'll get used to doing something else. My teenage son says, selling rider products, rider lottery, everything they can think of connecting to sim with sponsors. Pent-up demand will fizzle without some action. That's a narrative that I've been pushing for a year. And I feel like people are just finally starting to see it. That's all. It's scary. Scary, scary. William in Lloydminster says, I just watched the CFL video, and Randy said if the East teams can't play when the season starts, they will make the teams come out west to play within the schedule as early games. That's the same. What we're saying is they will live in Hamilton but play the games out west. Is that what you're saying?
I'm pretty sure. And if those governments won't let you leave and come back into the province, then Hamilton will move to Regina, Toronto will move to Winnipeg. I don't know. They'll figure it out, but they won't play games out east. That's what we know for sure. We don't know where they're going to live, but they won't play.
Stacey Champagne watching over from Access Now Television. He says, the Pats cards sold out quickly today. Breaking news. The Regina Pats trading card sets have sold out. Now that's some exciting stuff to me. Connor Bedard right on the cover of it. I had people writing me from all over the country. The Pats should probably know this. Rod, can you go down and get me some cards? I'll send you the money, and then you can ship them to me. I'm like, why wouldn't you just order them online? And they actually said, oh, sorry, didn't know that we could get them online at reginapats.com.
Right.
But the demand was nuts for these Pats trading cards, which were sold out this morning. It's not even noon yet. Wow. Bravo, hockey fans. And bravo for God's team the Regina Pats. We'll be back with a sports update, curling report, all kinds of stuff. It's the RP Show. You're watching on Game Plus Television, YouTube, and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports talk streaming at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Capital Ford Lincoln is Truck Nation. Looking to buy your next truck or sell your current one? Capital is Canada's truck destination. Shop online or in-store to see the new 2021 Ford F-150, Ranger, Escape, and more. Right now is the best time to lease or finance a new vehicle. Can't find exactly what you're looking for? Let us help by sourcing your vehicle from our dealer network or custom ordering one that is perfect for you. Capital Ford Lincoln is Truck Nation, 1201 Pasqua Street North in Regina.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Direct West provides us with stats and analytics, and it's amazing for us to look and see that, each year we're 10 to 20% higher on our Google leads. It's great to see the success that our locations are having. The Direct West app gives us an opportunity to be in one place for people to find any of our locations or our commodities. Without Direct West, we would have to be in multiple digital places. I would recommend Direct West. They're great to work with.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Our parents always taught us about the importance of quality of work and friendly service. And here at Suds Car Wash, we're a family-run business, so it's really important that our customers feel like family.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Capital GMC is your used car destination. We're overstocked and priced to move, so shop online or in-store to get the best deal on any one of our massive selection of certified pre-owned vehicles. Every certified vehicle includes the balance of manufacturer's warranty, 150-plus point inspection, roadside assistance, and certified exchange privilege. So save the depreciation and buy pre-owned. Capital GMC is your used car destination at the corner of Rochdale and Pasqua in Regina.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show.
Laid back and kicking it, let's head back to the studio. Here's Rod.
So much going on. Sports update coming up in moments, but we mentioned the Regina Pats cards are out. They were launched this morning. They sold out already, and I don't know what the number is. But Nelson, our VP of Sim Events, says the Connor Bedard rookie card is already on eBay for $100 US. And you're saying that you don't think anybody will buy it for that.
That was my original saying. I don't know.
Yes, they will.
I don't know if it's right.
You're underestimating.
People will buy it because they'll think it's a deal. Now, here's the thing with Connor. Now, that's what you're going to do. You're going to buy the cards for $15 and maybe sell it right away for $100 if you're lucky. But that Connor Bedard's really not going to be worth anything until he gets in the NHL, then he has success in the NHL, and then he retires. So that's the investment. You're going to hang on to yours, And on your deathbed, you're still going to have that card.
Guys, flip up the Ultimate Fan Zone. We're facing off right here, right now, in the Mad Greek restaurant. He just said the Connor Bedard card is worthless right now. I went up to the press box last night. I was there before you, as always. I'm not saying anything, but there was an envelope with 2 sets of the whole cards there. And I'm like, I don't think Darren really wants his. He's not even a Pats fan. He's a Blades fan. So, like, after the second period, I'm like, I have a set for you, and do you want it? And you're like, yeah, I want it. I'm like, well, you're not even a Pats fan. Like, I'll keep these. But I gave it to you. I thought it was very humanly of me to do that.
It was gracious.
So this morning when I just saw the comment that the Bedard card is on eBay already, my heart sank. Because I'm like, it doesn't mean anything to the person that put it on eBay. It's just a transaction. That's sad to me. I'll never sell that card. You just said it. Don't tell me it's worthless. It means everything in the world to me, the Connor Bedard rookie card. So there's the face-off. Is it worth something or is it not? It's worth at least $100. It's worth what somebody's willing to pay for it, Darren.
Bingo. No, I agree with that completely. Value is only subjective. Things are only worth what somebody's willing to pay for. What it's worth to you is completely different to somebody else. And they might literally be thinking, man, Rod's been talking so much about this kid. I bet you I could get some money for the card. And maybe it sells, maybe it doesn't sell. But it's a long-term investment. We want to just flip the card right away and make money right away.
It's sad.
You have to hang on to that, love the card, and then down the road, as he goes on to be a Hall of Famer, that card could be worth a lot of money.
From Jennifer Illingworth watching on Facebook, she says, I wouldn't even open the package. Stacy says, I don't plan on it. From AXA. Nelson Hackowicz says, the saying is, hit while the iron is hot. You're disappointing me, Nelson. You put it on eBay, didn't you? He's reporting to us what the price is, and he put it up there. So, anyway, do whatever you want with it, but I'll tell you, I'll never be selling mine. It's priceless. The Face-Off is brought to you by the Ultimate Fan Zone, your one-stop shop for the sports fans on your list. They got Blue Jays merch arriving. Visit the Man Cave, downtown Moose Jaw, or on Facebook, and the Mad Greek in Moose Jaw, available for licensed dining, takeout, or delivery. Head to themadgreekeatery.com for more information. A sports update. The Blue Jays and Red Sox wrap up their 2-game set at Fenway Park today following Boston's 4-2 win last night. With all the recent injuries to Toronto's pitching staff, manager Charlie Montoyo hasn't settled on a starter, but said his options include lefties Tommy Malone and Anthony Kay, or an opener out of the bullpen. WHL rookie Connor Levis capped his best performance with his 4th power play goal of the game midway through the 3rd period as the Kamloops Blazers topped the Kelowna Rockets 6-2 Tuesday. Here on the Dub Hub, Carter Chorney had a shorthanded goal to go along with an assist, and Roddy Ross stopped 20 of 22 shots as the Regina Pats doubled up the Saskatoon Blades 4-2. The Edmonton Oilers will be hosting the Canadiens tonight in one of 4 NHL games, 48 hours after beating Montreal 4-1 at Rogers Place. Edmonton can jump Winnipeg for 2nd in the North with another victory. Meanwhile, Montreal will be without starter Carey Price. He left Monday's game after 1 period and will be out at least a week while in concussion protocol. The Raptors welcome the Brooklyn Nets tonight as they try and keep their slim playoff hopes alive. Despite moving to Tampa and battling an outbreak, the Raptors still have a shot at the postseason. Seeds 7 through 10 in each conference will be part of the NBA's play-in tournament. And frankly, I like that. I think the NHL should have done that.
Yeah.
It works. It was awesome last year.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
God, why do we have to do the thinking for everybody?
I know.
Day 2 of the Players' Championship goes today inside the Calgary curling bubble. Edmonton's Brendan Botcher and Winnipeg's Jason Gunlason will meet in the morning draw. Both are in search of their first win at the Grand Slam of curling event after opening yesterday with losses. This sports update for dubnetwork.ca, your number one source for Western Hockey League breaking news and analysis. Visit today, dubnetwork.ca, and for G2G protein bars, now with 8 amazing flavors, RP Show viewers get 20% off with the promo code RP Show. Order yours now at G2Gbars.ca. Darren, what are they saying up in the comments section there?
They're talking about that Bedard card.
I'm sure they are.
Here's the there's an eBay and Amazon trick, because people resell stuff all the time, and if you can go to your dollar store and take a look, you can buy things for cheap and resell them online. Don't go and look up what it's selling for, because that's what you want for the item when you put it online. They want $100. You hit the QR code and go to sold items and see what people are actually paying for that item and have actually bought the item for. That's what it's worth. So until that Bedard card gets bids on it and sells, we won't really know what it's worth.
I like the comments from our viewers. The Raging Dolphins maniacs watching down in Syracuse, New York, says problem with new collectibles is that 100% will be kept in the package. That actually holds the value down. Most old cards were mistreated and thrown out. That's why they're so valuable now. Jeff in Winnipeg says, is it true the WHL will play out with no playoffs? The season is just to showcase players for the draft? You know, what a great comment from Jeff in Winnipeg, because I've been thinking about this. 17 years I spent in the Western Hockey League full-time just doing radio. Add another 4, maybe 5 doing television now. And I always thought it was about winning. Don't jump down my throat, you people. And I'm saying you hockey management people. I'm not saying this I'm not saying this was a sham or anything. But what this year was all about was about showcasing for the draft. And it's not that the WHL didn't want to play playoffs. My God. You saw the statement from Ron Robinson, the commissioner, on Monday saying, hey, we were hoping that the health restrictions would be lifted by now, and clearly they're not, so we're canceling the playoffs. I said to somebody in the Dub Hub the other day, did Ron just shovel the puck into the government's corner? You know what I mean? And they're like, wouldn't you? He can. So yeah. I guess we had this debate with Dave Struch, the Pats coach. He was in here whenever that was, Darren.
Months ago now.
In the fall.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is it? Is it winning or development? Development or winning? What's more important? And he goes, well, it's about 50-50. And I'm like, 17 years in the Dub full time. I never heard the term development like one time, ever. It was all about winning the Memorial Cup. So I'm just wondering if I'm or if things changed.
No, perspective and stuff. I mean, it has always been about developing players too, but for those communities, they don't care about developing players. The fans don't care about developing players.
No, they don't care. I don't care.
They want to win the games.
Yes.
It's their team. So it needs to be about winning. The marketing needs to be about winning, right? Not about developing players, because as a fan, you don't care about what's going to happen. When you leave here, I don't care. I only want to worry about what's happening on my TV screen or in my rink when I'm at the games, because I want my team to beat their team.
I think I'm in a better place in my life right now because I'm sitting here wearing a Winnipeg Ice shirt. I've got a Warriors quarter zip that I wear and almost wore it today. And I go to the rink as excited to watch Ozzie Weisblatt and Peyton Krebs and Ridley Gregg as I am for the Pats. And if the Pats win, great. If they don't, I'm not grumbling in bed, staring at the ceiling all night, pissed off. This is better. It's way better, because you remember how I used to be. They had to hold me back.
It is.
And that wasn't good.
It's better.
I was getting in a lot of trouble, although the fans liked it. What?
Yeah, we don't want the fans to be like this, though. They need to be diehards.
I've mellowed. It's supposed to happen at this age, I guess. Viewer takeover next. You're watching Overtime. You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus TV, YouTube, and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports talk at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry. There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and surrounding areas since 1978. We are excited to announce the new Bryant Furnace Trade-in Allowance Program. If you have a working Bryant furnace, 15 years old or less, you may be eligible to receive a new furnace at a discounted rate. If you'd like to take advantage of the Bryant Trade-in Program, or to hear how we can help improve your home, give us a call today at 306-781-2090.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
If you could spend less time in the field, more time with your family, and make more money at the same time, would you do it? Verge's farm operations planning technology eliminates unnecessary turns, improves in-field communication, application accuracy, and reduces deadheading. Finish fields faster, burn less fuel, and use fewer inputs, all in one simple-to-use, web-based solution. Do more of what you want, when you want, with the people you love by subscribing to Launchpad by Verge today.
IKS Live. IKS Live. Western Canada's premier production services company. LED sign rentals. Video production. Event management. Look no further than IKS Live. Visit our website. IKS Live. Always the best seat in the house. IKS Live.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
You got something to say? You want to add to the show? What are you waiting for? Don't just sit there. Say something. Now, back to the studio with Rod.
Welcome back, everybody, into overtime. As you well know, that's where the viewers take over. And on the comment earlier, is it about developing players or is it about winning? This is, again, a new argument to me. This is maybe how the game's changed. But Michael Quinn's watching on Facebook. He says, I'm a coach in junior C hockey. We look at development and skill and attitude. So, yeah, that's all good. Janelle in Saskatoon, she says, me too, Rod. It's been a year of me being excited about seeing all the teams and supporting the Dub as a whole. But, of course, go Blades, go. I'll dive back into you in a moment in viewer takeover, but first a curling report because we can't forget our friends at Verge Agriculture and the Curling World. Scotland's Bruce Mowat got the better of Brendan Botcher for the second time in 2 days. Mowat toppled Botcher 9-6 on Tuesday in round-robin action at the Princess Auto Players' Championship, a day after beating the Edmonton-based rink in the final of the Humpties Champions Cup. Botcher scored 3 in the second end on Tuesday for an early 3-0 lead, but Mowat chipped away and then sealed the victory with a 5 spot in the 8th end. Meanwhile, a day after winning a record 11th Grand Slam of curling title, Ontario's Rachel Homan fell to Russia's Alina Kovaleva in the opening draw of that very same Grand Slam. Kovaleva's team broke open a 3-3 tie with 3 points in the 5th end. Homan's Ottawa-based team was coming off a 6-3 win over Switzerland's Silvana Turanzoni on Monday night in the final of the Humpties Champions Cup. Carrie Einarsson, the national champion from Gimli, Manitoba, Winnipeg's Jennifer Jones, Sweden's Anna Hasselberg, South Korea's Minji Kim, and Turanzoni were day one winners on the women's side. On the men's, world champion Nicholas Eden of Sweden, Calgary's Kevin Cooey, Northern Ontario's Brad Jacobs, Brad Gushu of Newfoundland, and Switzerland's Yannick Schwaller started 1-0 in men's play. Round-robin play continues today. Curling Report is for Verge Agriculture, helping farmers plan and optimize their operations across every field. Try Verge's precision farm tech software for free today at vergeag.com. And if you do go to vergeag.com, you can check out our Monday coffee session, the weekly podcast with Verge Agriculture, where I Join host Lindsay Barch talking about agriculture and the importance of mental health support. That's at vergeag.com. Where were we, Darren?
Oh, man, everywhere. Everywhere.
Are we going to finish this up with the CFL? Wayne Labrie out in Brooks, Alberta, says every junior league in Canada needs fans in the stands in order to move forward next season. It's that simple. Jordan Ewart on YouTube says, I'll always be a diehard Pats fan. No worries there, but I agree with Rod. A couple of years back, I was at the rink to watch Dylan Cousins and a younger Peyton Krebs, and the Pats stunk. Well, we were doing that too.
Oh, yeah.
I noticed Cousins, the Sabres were shut out last night, right? Cousins got robbed by Tuukka Rask, the workhorse from Whitehorse.
Workhorse from Whitehorse.
Yeah. So, yeah, you go and watch the other guys, but you still want your team to win.
That's right. And the other thing that came up on social was somebody wanted to, our thoughts on the IIHF women's cancellation of the hockey. And my first answer, this isn't a sexism thing. I mean, yes, there's a difference in the appetite, but one's in Truro, Nova Scotia, Atlantic Canada.
Yeah.
No go to hosting a big international event in Canada. And the other is in Texas, where it's wide open. The U8.
There's your difference.
There's your difference. One's in Atlantic Canada, one's in Texas.
Brady in Saskatoon writes in, says, hey, Rod, Habs trying not to embarrass themselves again tonight. David Riddick, great pickup. That's from Brady.
Of course.
He goes, I wouldn't get too hopeful about the CFL returning. It hasn't looked good. What was your thoughts on the Raiders tweet? I thought it was a massive mistake. After the Derek Chauvin guilty verdict yesterday, the Las Vegas Raiders tweeted, I can breathe, white lettering on black background. You see LeBron's going nuts. Mark Davis, the owner of the Raiders, came out. He goes, it was my tweet. Chauvin's brother said right after the verdict, we can breathe. It was an ode to the to the George Floyd family. And they're not, as far as since we went on the air, the Raiders aren't taking it down. He goes, if the Floyd family's saying we can breathe now, why can we not tweet about it? That's my take. Mark Davis will probably get canceled, but he's the owner of the team. So are people going to start burning Raiders merchandise? They tried to do it for the good intentions.
Yeah, and this business of going to LinkedIn and checking job profiles and figuring out who the social media team is for the Raiders and posting their pictures online to try and ruin their lives, that's happening. That I have no time for. That makes you a worse person than whatever you think is bad or whoever wrote the bad tweet.
My take on it is that Mark Davis explained why they did it. Don't know if that's enough for people or not, but what a world we live in. We'll see you tomorrow with Joey Alfieri from Montreal and Arash Madani on the CFL. 10 a.m. Mountain, noon Eastern here on Game Plus. I don't know. This is not an online therapy session whatsoever.